Good afternoon, everyone. This is Henry, and as we get into the free video today, SPX is all closed up. The markets have concluded the quarter end, and if you watch these videos each night, I believe you'll find a spot where I did the best that I knew how to get you prepared for today's activity. So let's start with a brief review of what was discussed in that Thursday night free video. Again, really trying to give you actionable and meaningful content here through a free venue, just because I think it's the right thing to do. But we were looking at the idea that this Thursday correction up off the low kind of had a really interesting mirrored respect to where you ended the day. If it would have been easy and straightforward and just, it's kind of an interesting way of how the market goes to the most obvious targets in the least obvious ways, which is another way of saying I was looking for this leg lower, right? We knew that today could bring more volatility to the markets, but you open below the level that I was speaking to, and instead of just progressing directly lower, it has to take a couple of hours to squeeze all of those that are overly positioned, right? Just kind of the way that the market enjoys behaving. And I believe you could see a little bit of that in the put call, right? The idea that when the reading is above 1.0, maybe the markets get just a tiny bit overly bearish. So that had to squeeze them for a couple hours. But then when you see where you are here at the end of the day, you know, the analysis is played out just about as clean as it could have. And it was good for a couple of good trades. So we looked at this in the free trading room. We also looked at it into the end of the day in the options room. But just the idea of putting on strategies that have a very small debit if we're wrong, but if they do hit, will pay off very well. Also notice the importance in this particular spread of breaking the wing, right? Where you are long a $10 wide put debit spread, and then to complete the butterfly, you're just doing a $5 wide credit. This is one way to set up a butterfly that no matter how low the SPX went, that would still yield a profit. Now, not all of these paid out, right? I gave you 35.50 as a target. You can, again, that's the actual level that I ended the video at, of telling you, like, all right, I like 35.50. Well, 35.85 doesn't quite get there, but you can make good money being less than perfect, and I believe that that was a pretty good example of that. So, where do we go from here? This is the most interesting spot, because when you close on such a bearish note, there's not going to be a lot of great things to be said about that particular pattern, but one thing I do think you want to watch for is any type of a recovery in Apple. You know, the selling that you saw to end the day today, you see increased volume, you see completion of that same target that we discussed last night down into 138.67. So all you need on Monday is for Apple to gap above that. I really do think that almost even to the penny, that will be the level to focus on. So an open anywhere up here, pulling back to and holding this as support, could put in a meaningful and somewhat lasting low in Apple, but we do have to see where we open. First, make sure that that is what's going to happen, and then we can try and take it from there. Might make for some good short-term plays with the weekly options in Apple for next week. So, as always, I hope you find the reviews helpful. You guys have a great weekend, and we will get back into it on Monday. Hey traders, this is Henry with simplertrading.com. I wanted to thank you for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if so, be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons down below. If you would like to also see me putting these ideas into action and trading my own account live in front of you, be sure to sign up at simplertrading.com. And I hope to see you in the chat room sometime soon.